All right, here we go. Cell versus Metal Sonic, Devil Artemis' final death battle episode. I don't really think I have anything else I want to add other than, and I appreciate everything you've done for us. You've done for the DB community. DA, I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And I guess I just wanted to make this because I wanted to make this send-off video feel a little more special on my side, I guess. So here we go. His final death battle. Cell, his boy, versus Metal Sonic. I'm not gonna lie, if Cell somehow I'm betting Metal, but if Cell somehow wins this, I'm gonna be shocked. I'm not gonna complain because honestly, it's not worth me complaining over. But I would be shocked if Cell somehow manages to pull a W. Let's see. Let's see. All right, here goes nothing.
Cell versus Metal Sonic. Which copycat android is truly the superior model? He's Wiz and I'm
God, it looks so good.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
armor and skills to find out who would win a death battle. just Cell grabbing Metal by the neck like that's so funny to me. Like it's just an inconvenience to Metal because he's getting grabbed, but it's not like he's getting choked. He doesn't breathe.
There's a monster stalking Gingertown. No one who's seen it has lived to tell the tale. All it left behind was their clothes. Something ate these people's insides, leaving only a shadow behind.
It's easy to forget actually how dark DBZ was. Like, this shit, imagine this was in live action. This is like horror levels of disturbing.
Some kind of creature driven only by the need to feed. Earth's new apex predator, the ultimate life form.
The Namekian Piccolo went to investigate this manslayer and discovered that it was intelligent. Its tail could unravel to absorb its hapless victims and add their energy to its wretched gestalt.
But the nightmare was only just beginning, because for its last trick, somehow this freak of nature knew the Kamehameha.
The mystery of this creature's origin was decades in the making. Years ago, the world was terrorized by the most advanced paramilitary organization in history.
This battle will prioritize Dragon Ball primary canon, the manga, and anime. Okay.
The Red Ribbon Army.
Until they got rocked by this little kung fu gremlin, Son Goku.
But Red Ribbon's dream of revenge lived on within their head scientist, Dr. Gero.
Hiding away in his spooky cave laboratory, Gero would go to work studying the Z fighters from afar, learning everything there was to know about them.
And building a series of androids that would destroy his spiky-haired nemesis once.
21, 17, 18. I don't know this model. What was the one before 21? That's a Frankenstein prototype, I guess.
Androids that would destroy his spiky-haired.
Wait, did I just say 21? No, that's Android 16.
Nemesis once and for all.
He made a ton of them. Infinite energy.
While superficially similar, Cell Max from Dragon Ball Superhero is a separate character from Perfect Cell. Yeah.
Androids, key-absorbing androids, trucker-head androids, and even ginger androids.
However,
come on, don't do him like that.
Were capable of matching that drive to improve that Goku and his fellow martial artists possessed.
Luckily, he had one more android left. A cute little booger so complex he'd take years after Gero's death to complete. Its name was Cell.
Born from a single cell.
Oh, actually just born from a single cell. Damn. Creator Dr. Gero. 213 centimeters, bioandroid, DNA composition Earthling, Saiyan, Namekian, Frieza clan. Created to avenge the Red Ribbon Army. Extremely annoying to draw. I guess it's all the spots. Tournaments, Kermit the Frog, yes, they referenced it.
Get it? This android possessed the genetic information of.
By the way, I apologize if the mic peaks and my voice is not picked up.
all the greatest warriors that had battled on Earth, and, when fully evolved, would become unstoppable.
And with their DNA, Cell absorbed all their powers and techniques too.
Common among all of them is the power to manipulate Ki, or the energy that exists in all living things, and weaponize it to fire energy blasts, fly at faster than light speeds, move things with telekinesis, and create force fields.
From the humans, Krillin and Tien, Cell knows the multiform technique, Destructo Disc, and the Tri-Beam, his extra special favorite. Oh, weird, I'm not seeing Chaozu on this list. Sorry, bud.
Is Chaozu human?
Oh.
Okay. Cell can fire the death
Oh.
beam, as well as breathe in and travel through the vacuum of space with the alien genes of Frieza and his father.
And because he's got Piccolo's DNA, Cell can regenerate humongous damage to his body at the cost of some Ki.
Cell has survived having half his body vaporized multiple times, and cannot be destroyed unless the small cluster of cells at the core of his being is eradicated.
Should that little bugger survive, Cell will always return, even stronger than before, because of the Saiyan DNA he got from Goku and Vegeta. Definitely the cream of the genetic crop.
Sure, he can perfectly replicate attacks like the Gallic Gun, Spirit Bomb, and of course Kamehameha, as well as teleport by locking onto a living being's key signature.
But the best part of being a Saiyan is how much crazy stronger they get every time they almost die.
They can even evolve to become orders of magnitude stronger in the midst of battle. Combine that with Cell's healing factor, and he's effectively the ultimate warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
Driven by a biological imperative.
What was that animation?
Warrior.
Like a perpetual shonen motion machine.
He's hitting Vegeta, but it feels like the punches aren't even connecting.
Driven by a biological imperative, Cell wanted nothing more than to devour Giro's previous androids, 17 and 18, believing it would make him perfect.
Only one problem. The Cell we know was born in the future, and both 17 and 18 had been destroyed. So he murdered Trunks and went back in time. Not our Trunks, future Trunks. Well, not future Trunks, but another future Trunks. It's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
As Cell defeated an
Whoa, I didn't actually know that he killed Future
But
Trunks.
another future Trunks, it's very complicated. There's like 5 timelines.
I didn't know he killed Future Trunks. And I didn't know there was even a third Future Trunks.
As Cell defeated and absorbed the androids, he evolved, not only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust
Larval, imperfect, semi-perfect, perfect, powerhouse, power weighted, super perfect Cell comparable to Super Saiyan 2.
for battle.
He became
Only getting stronger, but changing his personality and developing a lust for battle.
He became less creepy bug serial killer and more, well, Saiyan. After exploiting that very Saiyan arrogance and warrior's pride, Cell finally became perfect.
And easily dominated Trunks and Vegeta, the latter of whom had decades of battle experience under his belt.
Perfect Cell's power was off the charts. He could threaten the whole Earth just by powering up. With a full power Kamehameha, he was even capable of destroying our entire solar system.
While the vast majority of our solar system's mass is located in the sun, this still means that Cell's key wave would have to reach 2.8 billion miles to eradicate every planet.
But wait,
That's an insane radius. I mean, most of the solar system is also empty space, but that's a large area to cover.
maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell to eradicate every planet.
Oh, interesting.
Whiz,
Boomstick actually plays devil's advocate here.
maybe he was just exaggerating.
Not likely. Cell's claim has been backed up in multiple guidebooks and even demonstrated outright in the video games.
Cell's even stronger in the anime adaptation, considering the time Frieza blew up Namek.
Frieza also survived the same blast. Other toy characters like Garlic Jr. can survive miniature black holes and nearly destroy a pocket dimension containing stars, making Frieza's feats consistent. Okay, so
In the anime, the explosion was literally hundreds of light years wide and lit up the friggin' galaxy.
And Cell was far stronger than Frieza was at that point in time.
Hell, the Namekians could sense him all the way from a different galaxy and thought he might be a threat to the whole universe.
He's also incredibly fast.
can destroy the solar system. 10 Krill's Destructo Disc survived a planet-sized fight of Flash, regenerated from self-destruction. Compared to the Supreme Demon King, Dabura defeated Piccolo, Vegeta, Trunks, Goku, briefly contended with the almighty Hercules Satan.
capable of blitzing even the strongest Z fighters at the time. Goku flew from Grand Kai's planet of heaven all the way to hell, hundreds of billions of light years in half a minute. And that was in his base form.
Yeah, that's cool, but how about the power to squeeze mini Cell Juniors out of your butt? What? Never heard of that key technique? Call it the Kegel.
Perfect Cell was...
Oh god, that was nasty. Heaven is described as the same size as the universe that Denshu Goku did shortly after dying. Okay, yeah. That's the same speed feat they used for Trunks in Trunks vs. Silver.
Entirely without peer, and, no longer wedded to Giro's petty grudge, decided to prove it with a tournament.
The Cell Games! And if Goku couldn't even beat him, what hope did anyone else have? Vegeta couldn't even handle a Cell Jr.
Their last hope was Goku's own son, Gohan.
After Cell arrogantly let him power up, Gohan unleashed his rage, pushed the bug monster to his absolute limits, and beat him! Wow, Cell, you really are related to Vegeta, aren't you?
In truth, Cell was a victim of his own success. The same Saiyan genes that made him all-powerful
made him arrogant.
Sowed the seeds of his defeat.
He got so mad, he even blew himself up. Maybe he does have some Chaozu in him after all.
Oh, damn.
That wasn't enough to totally put him down, and he came back with the same Super Saiyan power-up that Gohan had just unlocked.
Super perfect Cell. Now with more lightning. In a battle for
more
the
lightning.
ages, Cell put the
That's what differentiates Super Saiyan from Super Saiyan 2, the lightning.
entire weight of his biological programming against one lone Saiyan, and went the distance.
But in the end, it still wasn't enough. No matter how brilliantly Dr. Gero copied the Z-Fighters, he still couldn't quite figure out their knack for going beyond.
What can be destroyed can always be rebuilt. All it takes to recreate the most fearsome warrior in the universe is one single cell.
Okay.
Hey, real quick, did you
An interesting note to end it on.
know Death Metal launched our own tabletop gaming channel? It's called The Nightly Brew. We're doing
Oh yeah, I think I've heard of this one already. Maybe I'll check it out if I have some free time.
Time and again, the world and its cuddly forest critters were threatened by the evil and oval Dr. Ivo Eggman.
The evil and the oval. Damn, alright then. That's a nice... I don't know why, I really like that insult.
Robotnik.
And time and again, that same world and those same critters were saved by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, sir.
No matter how many robotic...
Death Battle will prioritize the Sonic the Hedgehog primary canon in video games and IDW comics. There's a lot of people that actually don't consider IDW as canon. Because Sonic references some of his IDW friends in Frontiers, but only in the English translation. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Japanese version of Frontiers, he doesn't reference his IDW friends. I'm going off of word of mouth for this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've heard.
Badniks, the good doctor, threw at his blue spiky nemesis. His schemes were always 6 spin jumps to the glowing weak spot away from getting cracked and scrambled.
Six
But
spin
it
jumps.
wouldn't be over easy for Eggman. If he couldn't defeat the Blue Blur, he would make his own Metal Sonic.
Well, 0 points on creativity for that name, but god damn, he does look metal as hell.
They say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Creator Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Height 100 centimeters. Weight 125 kilograms. Alias Hyper Metal Sonic, Metal Overlord, Metalix. Main CPU, Lips AI Eggman custom chip. Frame Monokaku titanium. Engine 15 CU and 4 valve orgone fusion engine. Likes destroying Sonic. Breezy. Probably an IDW character. I love that hate section. It even goes off screen.
So Eggman built Metal with more than enough blast processing to match his prototype.
Metal can zoom around at massively hypersonic speeds, fast enough to fly to nearby planets in seconds.
He's tougher than Eggman's standard equipment, some of which can survive black holes.
Metal can use all of Sonic's power-ups, and even replicate his classic spin dash and light speed attack.
But he's got moves of his own.
He can attack with energy blast, fire a chest laser, surround himself in an electric aura, or an impenetrable force field.
By overloading his circuitry with energy, Metal can activate V maximum overdrive. Quadrupling.
This was from that one panel where he bursts through the final boss of Sonic and Knuckles 3.
His acceleration and obliterating anything in his path.
Moving 4 times faster, too.
At the risk of self-destructing.
You'd think all that'd be enough to turn the rodent into roadkill, but it only took one showdown on Stardust Speedway to send Metal to the scrap heap.
Fucking wall level victim right there.
On paper, Metal should be able to outmatch Sonic in every way, and yet he doesn't. For some reason, Eggman wasn't able to capture that ineffable quality that makes Sonic the fastest thing alive. Metal's defeats at the hands of Sonic and his friends sharpened his AI into a seething hatred of his rival and a burning desire to prove himself superior.
Yeah, well, when you're getting your supersized red ass handed to you by Charmy B,
yeah,
you know something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Metal's defeats gave him an existential crisis. If he was created to surpass Sonic and couldn't even manage that, what was he? Why should he exist?
Never one to admit defeat.
That scene where that cat panel where Metal is like, where Metal lets the Metal virus touch him is so cool. The way I interpret it, at least, is because Metal is constantly feels like he should be superior to Sonic. My thought process was, if he is supposed to be Sonic and Sonic's better, or shouldn't the Metal virus have an effect on me? That's what at least how I interpret it, because like he looks at the Metal virus sliding off his hand like he's disappointed in it. It's like he should be Sonic's equal, superior, and all that, and yet the virus doesn't even want to do anything with him. And it's like Metal feels like Sonic is getting something that he doesn't have, and he can't have because, well, the Metal virus will never be able to infect him because he himself is a metallic being. Or at least I'm not alone with this interpretation, and I'm definitely not wording it correctly. But it's a very interesting and cool panel.
Eggman took Metal back to the drawing board and birthed him anew.
This Neo Metal Sonic was, above all, far smarter.
Especially after he copied Eggman's intelligence and took over his empire.
Oh, I see. So that's how that happened.
And we mean literally copied. If Metal started as Sonic's copycat, why not hunt all of his furry friends down and copy them too?
Neo Metal Sonic is equipped with scanners in his optic receptors that can copy a person's
flight, laser, V maximum overdrive, ring spark field, black shield, copycat, chaos control, power-ups, lost sovereign treasure, hyper go-on energy, dark rings, chaos emeralds, master emerald.
Biodata, giving him the ability to recreate all of their abilities in seconds.
Like the Sonic Boom, Knuckles' Hammer Punch, Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to
swiveling asshole.
Suck at fishing.
Metal is
Tails' magical swiveling asshole, and Big's ability to suck at fishing.
Not Boomstick, that's just you who sucks at fishing. Also, why would he need to copy Tails' helicopter tail? He can fly already.
Metal isn't just learning.
He can probably even fly faster. Tails speculates in IDW comics that Metal could have copied Blaze pyrokinesis or Soul Emerald manipulation. His comments also infer that Metal can copy multiple traits at once. Yeah, that's also why Tails told Blaze just to not bother going after Metal, if I'm not mistaken.
Learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric
ability to suck at fishing.
Metal isn't just learning their moves, he can replicate more esoteric powers like silver psychokinesis, manufacture Rouge's mechanical bat guards, or alter his very biology to copy Espio's chameleon invisibility. It's worth mentioning that biological data is a real scientific term and can refer to molecular structures like the genome sequence within a living organism's DNA.
Yeah, his copying is so busted.
Oh, yep, this is the panel I'm talking about.
It doesn't really matter that he's a robot made of metal. If you can do it, so can he. Probably helps that he can shapeshift and regenerate his whole body from a puddle.
Likely by copying one of the mightiest beings on the planet,
Chaos.
the god of destruction, Chaos.
Yep.
Not the only chaos he's encountered.
By scanning the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog, he gained his ability to manipulate some of the most powerful artifacts in the universe.
You mean the Chaos Emeralds?
Well, damn, okay.
Yes, the emeralds contain an infinite wellspring of mystical power and
Was not
life
expecting.
energy. With them,
Was not expecting that. Honestly, at this point, I'm pretty sure Obama is canon to the Sonic universe.
Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control, infinite wellspring of mystical power and life energy. With them, Metal can perform Shadow's chaos control. He can teleport, warp, and distort space.
Side note, I really like this music that's playing in the background. I'll have to check the wiki to see what music they're playing.
Boost his speed and stop time. And with either the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can
Metal Sonic Kai, Giga, Neo, Metal Overlord, Master Overlord, and Super Neo.
transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic. The Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald, he can transform into Super Neo Metal Sonic.
Completely invulnerable and completely golden, Super Neo Metal Sonic can move at faster than light speeds and has the power to move continents.
I like how they imply... Okay, one, I like how they imply that Metal can't move FTL without the Emeralds, and two, it's the Emeralds that move the continents, not himself.
The Emeralds are inconceivable.
Oh, fuck off. Or a stable super form with the Chaos Emerald, the Master Emerald, the IDW comics.
Unbelievably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate. The Emeralds are inconceivably powerful. They've been used to fuel Eggman's Death Egg, which could obliterate star systems.
On their own, they can even create and destroy whole universes.
Other super characters like Sonic have battled and defeated beings like the Time Eater, who could destroy multiple dimensions and timelines in seconds. At their peak, 3 super hedgehogs have even fought Solaris, who nearly consumed Sonic's entire multiverse.
Okay, just as another note for this. Technically speaking, power-wise, it only takes 1 supersonic to defeat Solaris. The reason it took 3 is because Solaris needed to be attacked in the past, present, and future simultaneously. If Solaris only existed in one time in space, only 1 supersonic would have been needed by that logic. 3 were needed because they needed to attack him in 3 separate areas, not because he's strong enough to take on 3 at once. But it's still impressive that it still took 3 to take him down. That's just how tricky he was.
So Super Neo Metal Sonic should be just as powerful as any of them.
Also, this is how the game looks like.
Though
All right,
he's gotta be quick, because all that power only lasts a short time.
Metal Sonic should outclass the younger classic Supersonic, who also fought Time Eater. Is capable of matching modern Supersonic, Shadow and Silver after copying our bio data.
The road to total domination was nearly at an end. After manipulating Sonic and friends and copying their abilities, Metal eventually combined their biodata with the mighty Egg Fleet and became Metal Overlord.
Complete with missiles, giant crystal projectiles, and the strength to match 3 supersonic heroes all by himself, Overlord is all-time final boss material.
And he knew it. His
Usurp control of the Eggman Empire, can keep up with Sonic the Hedgehog, flew from little planet to Earth in seconds, harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds, the Master Emerald, match Eggman's genius intellect, battle Team Sonic, Rose, Dark, Arc, and Chaotix all at once, defeated Sonic, Knuckles, Silver, and Shadow.
ego might as well have had its own health bar. Metal's drive
His ego might as well have had its own health bar.
to surpass his rival had morphed into the delusional belief that he was the original, and Sonic the loathsome copy.
Yeah.
Happy that Metal had finally outclassed. All the heroes Metal had gathered had to team up to take him down.
He may have stolen their abilities, but Metal
Eggman states the Chaos Emeralds roughly matched Metal Overlord in power, making them comparable to feats or machines powered by the Emeralds or other equivalents.
never possessed the thing that made the Sonic heroes successful, their friendship and teamwork.
Aw, how cute! Gag. Probably should have added some of those goddamn rails to the final boss fight, because it is impossible to land on those things. After getting trashed again, Eggman reprogrammed Metal to purge any bits of rebelliousness from his code.
Metal returned to being the Eggman Army's chief enforcer, always proving invaluable as the Bad Doctor's greatest creation, now completely obedient once again.
I don't know, Wiz. Who knows what's really going on behind those glowing red eyes? Maybe Metal is more cunning than he lets on, and is only biding his time until he can take over again.
Maybe the most powerful thing
that would make for a sick sequel for Sonic Heroes. I mean, I know Sega isn't going to do that, but that would make for a sick Sonic Hero sequel.
that Metal copied was the ability to lie.
Oh, damn, that was Metal as fuck.
Hey, I'm Chad, the voice of Boomstick. And
Hey, Chad.
if you don't believe me? Well, what about now? That's what I thought.
Alright. What's
Me
this?
and Ben, the creators of Death Battle, and pitch us a matchup that you've been wanting to see. Any matchup, any way you like. We'd love to hear from
Wait,
you
what?
guys have been asking for. Matchup pitches. It's a way to meet with me and Ben, the creators of Death Battle, and pitch us a matchup that you've been wanting to see. Any matchup, any way you like. We'd love to hear from you. This was originally a Kickstarter reward, but due to popular demand, we wanted to keep it going. A lot of episodes of Death Battle that are currently being worked on are because of a pitch. So we want to give each pitch the time it needs, so quantity is limited, so you better act quick. Death Battle pitches are available right now on deathbattle.gg. That's our website. That's like a Patreon mixed with some other stuff. And if you're a website member, you get discounts on all of our merch, including the pitch calls. While you're there, make sure you check out
Alright, so if anybody has a fight they want to pitch, go for it.
the Death Battle Retro Tee. It's a short
I don't know if... I don't think I have any fights I want to pitch at the moment.
we made like over a decade ago. The first Death Battle shirt, I found the file
Okay, let's just fast forward now.
and recreated it, only on a much nicer shirt. So check that out while you're there. Anyway, let's get to the fight. I know you want to see it, and Boomstick wants to see one of these copycats get copy-capped. So here we go, and remember, deathbattle.gg. We want to hear your pitches. Thanks.
There goes nothing.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle! Here we go. DA's swan song is goodbye. Let's see it. I'm probably going to be pretty loud during this, so apologies again if the mic peaks. Man, he just built that after. He just rebuilt that after his fight with his fight with Bowser. Come on, give Eggman some slack.
Salutations, Dr. Robotnik. Your reputation precedes you. Bring me your strongest fighter, or face... Then prepare to kneel before your master.
Right. And this is taking place in a Heroes-esque setting. Eggman isn't even present to control the Egg Fleet. He's locked up in one of these ships. Oh, there's a decent chance he's gonna dive to Collateral then.
Perfect. Kneel before your master.
Oh, the robotic filter over DA's own voice. That's so good. That's so good.
Perfect.
Fight! That probably peaked. Fight! Clapped aside like he's clapping someone's ears, like in that one Sherlock Holmes scene. What are you doing, grabbing a robot by its neck, thinking you can suffocate its cell? Come on now, you're smarter than this. Did you get those stupid genes from Goku? Oh, wombo combo. Oh. This looks awfully familiar now, doesn't it? He's about to start reciting the Badnik Oath. Oh, he actually broke through it. Alright, Metal, you're getting clowned on right now.
Tell me, does a machine like yourself ever experience fear?
Wait a minute. That's Vegeta's line when he was fighting Thor.
Not anymore!
Not anymore. Oh, we're already jumping into Metal Overlord. Oh, okay, already. Damn, alright, Neo didn't do that much. Alright, sure. Big Bang attack. Whose ability is that? Jeez, he's fast. Oh, Little Planet! Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm trying to not kick the mic. I could have been so much louder there. Oh shit. He teleported Little Planet to him and then telekinetically throw it at him point blank range. Yo, that's sick. I love the fact Little Planet's even here in the first place, a reference to Metal's origins in CD. That was the first Sonic game I've ever played as well, by the way. Like how the chain just falls down.
You're dealing with the ultimate life form.
Oh.
Already possesses data. Observe chaos.
Oh. My man's trying his damn hardest to go all out. I was just like, nah. I ain't letting you do. I ain't letting you.
Observe chaos.
Control.
Life form data successfully copied. Scan.
Oh.
It'll take more than that to kill me, puppet!
Alright, heal the arm, and now here we go.
I know. Now I know everything about you, insect.
Copying Cell's own, that's sick. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's probably the maximum overdrive. Oh, the juniors. Oh, shit. Wait, his own Metal Sonic Juniors? Yo, wait, this is awesome. You see, I had cannoned them as the Metal Sonics that we saw in the end credit scene for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. They look gray, but that could also just be the lighting, you know? This is sick. This is sick. Oh, the Earth is fucked.
Don't you dare.
I was gonna say, wait, not Metal doing the try, dude. So it's like, oh, you motherfucker. The Vegeta cells are kicking in. He decided to tank it instead of dodge it. Oh, we're finishing this off in the Cell Games arena. Oh no. Ah! Oh god.
I am not just the greatest warrior in the universe. I am all of them.
Oh.
If you are all of them,
Oh.
then so am I. I'll never lose to a machine like.
He's abusing chaos control. Oh my goodness.
I'll crush you.
Chaos.
So, now Metal's got all the powers of the Chaos Emeralds and the Z Fighters? Well, that
Oh, fuck. That's not good.
world's fucked. Our bad.
Our bad. I wonder why he was just holding some of the Chaos Emeralds there at the end. I guess he was trying to make sure they didn't abandon him the last time he had to use them against Bowser. He's like, you aren't leaving me like last time. I am strong, okay? Stick around.
Cell may have been one of the greatest threats in Dragon Ball Z, but Eggman's greatest creation ultimately proved too much for him. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
Okay, we are once again separating strength and speed. I like it when we do this rather than just lump it all into stats. Abilities and adaptation. Ah. Well, hold on one second. Oh, are we about to get another Yusuke thing? Because I think Metal actually just takes all of these. Yusuke only took like half of one from Ichigo. Is Cell about to do the same?
Strength, speed, abilities, and adaptation.
First up, who was the strongest? Well, it's no surprise that any version of Cell was gonna be way more powerful than base Metal or Neo. Even just using the manga, blowing up a solar system is far beyond the level of power output Metal can match.
Oh no, not the stalactite feet.
Without his stronger forms. With them, the power gap entirely reversed. Not only could Metal match Cell's solar system busting or scaling from Frieza, but he could surpass it with the universe-destroying power of the Emeralds.
But hang on, Wiz. Those Namekians said that Cell was strong enough to threaten a universe on his own.
They did, but they didn't specify how, and there's nothing suggesting he could destroy it in one go, especially since it's only brought up theoretically and without any time frame.
Even being generous and
We could scaling Cell to Toei Broly, who could destroy the cell of the galaxy, would still be less powerful than threatening the entirety of Sonic's multiverse.
assuming he could just blow it up, final bosses like Time Eater and Solaris can destroy the wider multiverse, and Super Neo Metal would scale to them. Metal Sonic takes the edge in strength.
And with Sonic characters being known for their speed, you might think that was an easy win for Metal.
Oh my gosh, is that I actually love the speed advantage. The G1 blog did that. That was so ironic.
At his max speed in his super form, he should be comparable to entities like the Time Eater, who in Shadow Generations can destroy entire universes in seconds. By using the radius of the observable universe, we can estimate the Time Eater's destructive wave traveled at about 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Certainly impressive, but let's compare that to Goku's flight from heaven to hell shortly after.
Did any Sonic character dodge that destructive wave? Because as far as I'm aware, the Metal Sonic boss, the Time Eater boss fight was mainly missiles, lasers, and a sun.
The Cell games, which covered roughly a universe in distance at approximately 180 quadrillion times faster than light.
Hey, just like Time Eater.
Oh.
The difference, though, was that Goku was in his base form, way slower than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or Super Perfect Cell.
Factoring in Super Saiyan Multiply.
Both Cell and Metal skeleton characters potentially infinite speeds, however, these would cancel out. These will cancel each other out, given equal leeway.
Super Perfect Cell can move upwards of 100 times faster than that, and so 100 times faster than Metal Sonic. Somehow, Cell takes the edge in speed. You know, the thing Metal was designed for.
Great.
Wasn't expecting that. Let's see if any of their abilities could tip the scales.
They shared many of the same powers, like telekinesis, force fields, and energy projectiles. Of note though, Cell's regeneration was clearly superior, able to fully heal from a single cluster of microscopic cells.
On top of that, Cell's Saiyan genes would let him grow in power every time he almost died, and his Cell Juniors gave him the numbers advantage.
And considering Super Neo Metal had a time limit, Cell would have a big advantage in a battle of attrition.
I actually thought Super Neo was about to run out there.
Chaos Control, that became a lot tougher.
Cell and his juniors had no way to deal with Metal boosting his speed or stopping time, something that countered Cell's speed advantage and left him open. And with Silver's psychokinesis, or the Emerald spatial distortion, Metal could seriously impair Cell's healing.
So it helped that Cell could fall back on his martial arts abilities in a pinch.
Despite effectively being a newborn, Cell's genetic instincts allowed him to best Earth's most skilled warriors back to back to back.
Metal may have copied Eggman's brains, but he definitely isn't as good of a fighter. The Sonic heroes haven't trained like the Z fighters, and Metal's been beaten by all of them a bunch of times. So all that in mind, abilities is roughly a wash.
Which leaves us with the one thing they're both known for, their capability to evolve and become more powerful in response to their opponents, aka their adaptation.
And frankly, that's where this back and forth completely breaks. Because at the end of the day, Metal can copy Cell, but Cell can't absorb Metal.
Cell's ability to physically absorb...
Did The Daijinshi claims perfect cell gains 17 and 18's infinite energy generators. After absorbing them, however, not only does Cell tire against Goku, the Chaos Emeralds also grant Metal infinite energy within the Super Transformation's time limit. So it cancels out then.
An opponent is primarily viable against foes he can match or overpower.
Even if he took Metal by surprise, he can't absorb fully inorganic robots.
This one's totally mechanical.
Like Android 16.
Cell was only able to absorb Android 17 and 18 because they were primarily organic.
They're actually more like cyborgs.
Yeah.
And are only called androids in the English translation.
Metal on the
Oh, I didn't know that was something only they were only called androids in the English translation. That's cool.
the other hand, can copy a target's biodata through only a few seconds of direct eyesight, something he could easily accomplish during a time stop.
And using it on Cell means he wouldn't just get Cell's powers, but the powers of all of the Z-Warriors too.
Remember,
Wait, that just turns around the abilities advantage then.
Metal's copying applies to abilities that fundamentally affect his own biology, like Espio's invincibility or Chaos's liquid body. Nothing Cell has would be off limits, especially given all of Cell's powers were genetically encoded in the first place. Quite literally, biodata.
Cell's Saiyan power-ups? Copied. Cell's regeneration? Copied. Cell's key techniques? Believe it or not, copied.
Chaos Emeralds are described as being able to produce
Furthermore, the Earth's life force energy restored to Chaos Emeralds and vice versa in Sonic Unleashed. Chaos energy can also manipulate souls to restore life, just like Ki.
life energy, similar to Ki. So there's a precedent for him being able to replicate Cell's power set. And at this point, there's nothing stopping Metal from, say, stopping time and using a Kamehameha to vaporize him at a cellular level, just like Gohan did.
Cell, my
While Android 16, 17, 18 lack natural Ki, they can imitate with artificial generators. Metal Sonic's generators are similar, utilizing orgone energy and a form of life energy, further reinforcing that Metal could reliably imitate Ki.
be able to do anything the Z-Fighters know how to do. But that's not gonna help him, because Metal can do anything Cell knows how to do.
Oh, that's clever.
Strange, isn't it?
Cell just doesn't have
Very strange indeed.
any options to retaliate that Metal wouldn't also possess, including any of his previous advantages. Metal's copy ability is just that overpowered.
Oh, I guess now I get why they called it Sonic CD.
Why's that?
Why?
Cell died.
Oh my gosh. Come on now, Boomstick.
Where's he? You get it? CD?
Yeah, Tails was me at that moment. Alright, who's next? Oh gosh, I'm actually a bit worried.
Where you go? Come on back!
The winner is Metal Sonic.
Next time on Death Battle.
Oh! I think that might peak with that. Oh no! Wait, that was raised, wasn't it? That I recognize the bomb pin, and I recognize this move. That's how it's their impact. Oh no! Okay.
Subscribe and join as a member.
Oh no, I am not looking forward to the waiting period here. I'm looking forward to the fight, but not the waiting period. Okay.
One thing that I was curious about this episode was how they were going to structure Cell and Metal's analysis. Because when you compare them to past combatants, like, let's say, Ichigo and Yusuke, where you have two characters with a lot of history that you then need to condense into a 5 to 6 minute segment, for Cell and Metal Sonic, there isn't much in comparison to talk about. For Cell, he just has the Cell Saga, and for Metal, it's just, in terms of story beats at least, you have Sonic CD, a bit of IDW, and Sonic Heroes. Compared to Sonic himself, there isn't much story to talk about with Metal. And yet despite that, the way Death Battle talked about the story beats for each character, how Cell started off as a creation of Jiro to ultimately be the one to beat the Saiyans, and how he, despite his drive to become the perfect being, he still couldn't achieve that goal. And how with Metal, they started the whole thing off with this existential crisis of not being able to beat Sonic, and then rolling with that into Sonic Heroes, where Metal basically deludes himself into thinking he is the real Sonic, and then even ending it off with that whole well, maybe the best thing that he's ever copied was the ability to lie. Their analyses were so well paced. Like, at no point did it feel like they were trying to stretch things out for information, despite the fact that there isn't as much story to talk about with these two compared to a lot of the other combatants we've had in the past. And the reason I say that I was curious how they were going to handle this was because I remember I had this problem with Shao Kahn's analysis. Shao Kahn's analysis, in comparison to Akuma's in Akuma vs. Shao Kahn, was pretty short. Because, realistically, in regards to Mortal Kombat's overall story, there isn't much to talk about with Shao Kahn, so his analysis ended up being short. Did Death Metal even bother trying to stretch it out for that much? So I was wondering how they were going to do it for Cell and Metal, and I'm actually glad the direction they went with. The pacing of both is just great, and I love how it was just structured overall. As for the fight, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Though there are some things that definitely could have been a lot better. Now, I'm looking back with the benefit of hindsight because it has been a few weeks since the fight has come out, so a lot of my thoughts on the fight are definitely different than they were when I first watched it. So, whatever I'm about to say here are more or less my final thoughts. Don't expect them to align with what I've been saying throughout my reaction, which was taken the day of the fight itself. First things first, the references. I really like the inclusion of Little Planet, how Cell turned it into a makeshift spirit bomb. I like Metal Sonic telling Cell, "You ain't Shadow," in his own way. I like the Kiko, "How you doing?" Which is a reference that I only understood after I started watching other people's reactions to it. I didn't realize that Cell had such a vitriol history with the Tri-Beam. And I got introduced to that after watching the fight, and yeah, that's pretty funny. In terms of reference quotes, I think the only one that really stands out as being not as good as the rest is the final "I'll crush you," and the only reason I say that is because it doesn't flow as naturally in the fight dialogue. I'm not saying it's bad. It's fine for the most part as an ending thing, but it doesn't really flow as well as something like the Vegeta quote, and then immediately being followed up with the Metal Overlord boss quote, for example. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just it could have been better. Another thing worth mentioning is the dynamics of the fight. In the beginning, Cell is basically trashing on Neo Metal. And he even trashes on Metal Overlord for the most part. I mean, Metal Overlord does pressure him a little bit. He forces Cell to actually put up a shield, but the effort that Cell put in to destroy Overlord is still relatively casual for the most part. And then the later half of the fight, when the music switches up, Metal is the one that is putting belt to ass for Cell. And I do like that reflects on the analysis and the verdict. It does make the first half of the fight a bit boring, because while Cell does actually still manage to put up a decent fight against Super Neo Metal, even though he is on the back foot, Neo Metal doesn't really put up a fight against Cell. Like, the only interesting thing during the Neo Metal section was just a certain Emerald reference, but other than that, there isn't really much to talk about for that section. Similarly, for the Overlord section, it's pretty short, with the only remarkable thing being the Little Planet Spirit Bomb moment. Metal Overlord doesn't really do all that much, and I can understand that it's probably because it's pretty hard to animate the damn guy, so that's why they kept his appearance pretty short. But still, it would have been nice to actually see Metal Overlord fight for a bit longer. Like, I get it, he's known for jobbing, but so is Super Neo Metal in IDW comics, at least. Okay, maybe jobbing isn't the best description, but he did get one shot by Shadow. In general, Neo Metal super forms aren't known for performing so well in canon, so they could have at least given Overlord a bit more flowers. That's all I'm saying. That being said, the part where Metal goes Super Neo and the fight actually evens out for a bit, I say even out, yes, I know Cell was on the back foot, but Cell still put up a decent fight. That that's the best part of the whole fight. The Dragon Ball Z-esque flying all over the screen in multiple hit style combat is actually justified here because A, we have a Dragon Ball character, and B, the second combatant is somebody who literally copied the abilities of said Dragon Ball character. I also like how, in response to the Cell Juniors, Metal pulled out his own Metal Juniors. I was not expecting that to happen. I was flabbergasted when I first saw that. And I remember sitting there thinking to myself, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why did none of us ever think about that?" To be fair, the Metal being able to copy pretty much everything really took off after the fight, so I guess it makes sense that people didn't really think about it that much before the fight, but yeah, it's like it's something that's so obvious in hindsight. And then the fight ending with a Kamehameha clash, and then Metal just spamming Chaos Control to be like, alright, I'm gonna finish this shit. It was just a spectacle. Oh, and I really, really enjoyed the spectacle. Now, for the verdict, there really isn't much for me to say about it. Strength was expected. Speed was the same as the G1 blog, which I still find very ironic. That for the longest time, it seems like the Sonic cast have struggled a bit when it comes to trying to hold down a speed advantage, even though that's kind of their thing. One thing that I will say regarding the verdict is that the analysis and adaptation, they didn't really need to be separate. You could have put them into one singular thing, because Cell's absorption and Metal's biodata copying are part of their abilities. They're not outside of their abilities kit. Like, I guess the separation was to put more emphasis on it, but in all honesty, Metal being able to copy Cell much easier just turns the abilities category into an easy win for him. I don't see the point in keeping that a tie when adaptation is a win for Metal, and said adaptation can lend him the win in abilities alone. Like, I don't buy Cell being able to keep up with Metal's copied abilities with just his martial arts. Like, that is not happening. Overall, it was a damn good episode. Way better, in my opinion, than Ichigo vs. Yusuke, which was also a really good episode. And even though nobody is really that excited, nobody is a generalization. I've seen some people actually be excited for Bakugo vs. Raze, and just in general, I know that barely anyone is excited for the next fight. I hope it's at least good. You know, you can't go wrong with Kaboom.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back!